Hey Bears, I'm Mariah Razzo. On this week's CTV, a heartbreaking end to an historic basketball season, a send-off for basketball seniors, and something to cheer the cheerleaders about. That and more next. Just in this week, the latest update to our schedule. We will now use Wednesday the 27th to make up for the day of school we missed last week. That means spring break will only consist of the 28th and 29th. We will use an all-day schedule on that Wednesday with a 1:50 early release. We've now missed 10 days this school year. Almost a week later, and the loss still stings for some Bears basketball players and fans. Chrisman fell to Lee Summit North in the state quarterfinals last Saturday. The Bears fell behind early but battled back in the second half. They eventually took the lead in the fourth quarter before Lee Summit North forced overtime. During the extra period, the Broncos pulled away to win by 5.
It was a great game. I mean, the state quarterfinal game for a chance to go to the Final Four in an arena that was packed with fans, and we played well enough to win that game. And down the stretch, just some things happened that didn't allow us to do that. We needed one more point in regulation, but we didn't get it, so sometimes that's the way it goes.
Some players say the loss will stick with them.
That's going to be something I feel for the rest of my life. Like, my last game was a senior. I went out. I always remember it.
Well, I think it'll stick with me forever. I mean, you only get this one time. It could be that we don't get to that point in game next year. So, I mean, it's definitely important to me. So,
probably for the rest. I was thinking about it the other night, actually, and that's going to be there for the rest of my life probably. But, yeah, it's definitely still a good moment. So.
That game marked the first time in 40 years Chrisman advanced to the Elite Eight in boys basketball. They did so by topping Park Hill South last Wednesday. That game saw Chrisman jump out to an early lead. They controlled the action for most of the game, but Park Hill South managed to force overtime. Chrisman took control again during that extra time and advanced with a 55-51 win. That win gave the Bears 20 on the season, the most of any boys team in more than a decade. It's also just one fewer than the previous 3 years combined. Their 9 losses are also the fewest since the 2009-2010 season, which also happened to be the last time the boys won a district title. Overall, the season proved successful, even if they didn't make it quite as far as players and coaches hoped.
I thought we had a Final Four team, and nobody else really believed that. We sold that to the guys, and they started believing that. And so anytime that you start a season and at the end of it you're one possession away from going to the Final Four, I think you have to be pretty satisfied with the work that was put in. And
the end result was actually where I thought it would be at the beginning of the season. I knew that we'd fight hard to be district champs, especially losing in the district championship last year. So this year, going past districts was one of our ultimate goals.
We expected to just be playing for a district championship and win that, but I thought we had a good shot at making a run to state, and we did. So
I think we believed in ourselves the whole time when nobody really else did. We knew that we could come out and win districts, and we knew we can go further than that when other people were kind of like, maybe, okay, we'll see. So we knew we had it in us all along, and we just showed everybody. We proved them all wrong.
Coach Case said he'll tell any reporter that he expects us to go to state, and we were almost there, like we were one game away. And that's where he believed in us, and he told us that's where we could go, and we believed in it too. And it was kind of like us against the world, and then once we got there, it was kind of like we told you so, like we knew we could get there as a team.
The postseason success sent this year's group of 5 seniors out on a high note. Dawson Hurl, Tony Hilton, Kelvin Mason, Jalen Moore, and Kason Woods depart with the program in much better shape than they found it. Their freshman year, the varsity team won just 4 games. The win totals improved from there, as did the culture of the program.
The culture, as we call it, it was so divided. It was all individualism. Like, everybody wanted their own. It was not really a team feeling, But as Coach Cameron came in and Coach Regier, as they came, my sophomore year, they came and they really like urged us to work together as a team to really have a family feeling. And then as Coach Case got here 2 years ago, along with Coach Daniels, like he pressed it even more, and he got it inside of us to where this year it was our culture. Like it took a couple years, but we got it down and we got it inside of us, and we made it to the Elite Eight.
The main difference is just the culture that Chrisman was known for. I mean, bad attitudes, not winning, fighting with each other on the same team, and I think now it's definitely looked at as a winning program and a program that's not just going to roll over for any team out there. So
They showed us underclassmen that working hard together works better than just doing it by yourself, because I felt like my freshman year, some of the team was like mostly divided, and so like those seniors saw that too, and they worked together to make it all one team. We didn't really care about who scored, or as long as we won and we did what we needed to do.
They were part of this culture change, and so to have 5 of them come through together, anytime you have a group that large is something that's pretty special. So that they definitely will have an impact on the years down the road.
2 boys and 2 girls from Chrisman earned an all-district honor this season. Dawson Hurl and Isaiah Jackson made it on the boys' side, Jackie David and Gia Moore on the girls' side. The Lady Bears basketball season ended a couple of weeks ago. Liberty upset them in their first game of districts. The loss ended a spectacular season that saw them win 22 games and lose only 4. It was Chrisman's best record in 4 seasons. They spent much of their season ranked in the top 10 in the state. They made it to the championship game of all 3 tournaments in which they participated in, winning 2 of them. They also finished 1 game away from sharing the conference title. And while they lost their last 2 games of the season, players and coaches says that doesn't tarnish all their accomplishments.
It's easy to forget all the good things that happened to get to that point. And, we had some situations. We just didn't make plays in the right spots, and we had some injuries, and there were just all kinds of things that just kind of came together, along with playing a couple pretty good teams, obviously. So I think the kids should be proud of what they accomplished and remember the total picture of the season rather than, you always had a tendency to remember the last game.
Not very many teams here at Chrisman have had a 20-win season, and we did. Even though we didn't go far in districts and stuff, we still had a winning record.
The last time we ever had like 22 wins was probably when my sister was here, and that was like 2 years ago. And last year we only had like 14 wins, I think. And so this year to have over 20 was really good, and we're still a young team. So I feel like the success is really good, and we beat a number 2 seed team. So I think it was really good.
22-4 is our record, and it's a way better run than last year. Definitely could have made it further, should have made it further. Just because the confidence that we have this year. Last year we were young, this year we're still getting into it. Next year we'll be even better, as long as we work hard.
The growth that the group has shown, not only from a record-wise, but just the way they played, the way they executed. They grew in basketball, the knowledge base that they acquired, and there were a lot of good things that occurred throughout the course of the year.
The end of the season meant goodbye to a pair of impactful seniors, Adrielle Bell and Tierra Lopez. During their 4 years as part of the program, the Lady Bears racked up 75 wins compared to 32 losses. That winning percentage stands as the second best for any of the last 8 graduating classes. But coaches and teammates say the impact the 2 made goes beyond wins and losses.
The 2 people that will have to fill those spots have big shoes to fill, because Tierra was good at taking charges and playing defense, and Adrielle was really good at playing defense and getting up into a person. So the people filling those spots have big shoes to fill.
And we look at statistics. We had to fill out all league stuff here recently, and our stats on our seniors are not that impressive, truthfully, scoring and what have you. But there's this big hole of leadership, showing kids how things are to be done, interpreting what's going on in practice, what's going on in games, helping kids through rough times and celebrating their success also. And these two particular kids really did a good job in all of those things, along with contributions in basketball, obviously. You know, just the steady as you go. I mean, you know, they could absorb the lows and absorb the highs, and you knew what you were going to get every time out with those kids. I think the statistic parts of it, we have some of that covered with some of the play of our younger kids, but those roles that those seniors had, very difficult to fill, so we'll see.
I'll remember all of our jokes with Coach Underwood and Schaefer, and just how strong of a bond I built with them in just 2 years. I'll always remember that. I'll miss practicing actually, and just bus rides and our out-of-town tournaments. It was all really fun.
Getting to play with such awesome girls, and the coaches, every single one of them always pushed me to be the person I am today, so that's definitely something I'll miss.
Boys senior Dawson Hurl will compete in an all-state basketball game featuring some of the best from the Kansas City area. The event, hosted by the Greater KC Coaches Association, pits some of the top performers from Missouri against their counterparts from Kansas. The game will take place April 12th at Rockhurst University. Congratulations to Chrisman's Special Olympics basketball team. They beat Truman last week in the annual game against our rivals. That game happened 2 weeks later than originally scheduled because weather postponed it not once but twice. A statewide honor for Chrisman cheerleaders. The State Cheer Association awarded them the Community Service Award. Among the projects that earned them that recognition, packing backpacks with school supplies, participating in Project Shine, and hosting a Stress Less Fest week. If you'd like to join the cheerleading team for next year, tryouts will take place in early April, specifically April 8th through April 11th in the small gym. Anyone interested should pick up a tryout packet from outside Coach Higley's office, located between room 260 and 262. You can also attend open gyms the team will hold every Monday night until tryouts. Email Coach Higley with any questions. By the end of the day Friday, we will know who will lead the student body next year as the Student Council Board. Voting took place this week. Out of 9 positions, only 4 are being contested: President, Beartown, Spirit, and Outreach. Look for an interview with whomever wins the presidency on the next CTV. Some work to do for the ISD robotics team if they want to qualify for Worlds again this year. In their first qualifying tournament of the season, the First Spots of Independence finished 42nd. They won just 3 of their 9 matches at the Arkansas Rock City Regional. Next weekend, they'll compete at the Greater Kansas City Regional. That's the tournament where they qualified for Worlds last year. They would go on to finish 3rd at the international competition in Houston. Chrisman will send a total of 14 entries to state music contest next month, 8 for vocal and 6 for instrumental. Take a look at the students and groups that earned the top rating at district's music contest this past weekend. A Chrisman senior will compete in a national speech and debate tournament for the 2nd straight year. Tyler Zeller finished 2nd in the international extemporaneous speaking at the district competition last weekend. That qualified him for the national tournament hosted by the National Speech and Debate Association. It takes place in June in Dallas. Zeller competed last year at the same event in policy debate. In addition to Zeller, junior Jacob Johnson finishes as a finalist at districts. He is a 2nd alternate in informative speaking. A win for Chrisman's Tech Club. The team took 1st at the programming event last Friday, put on by Northwest Missouri State. Seniors Josh Hagstrom and Mauricio Espinosa were part of that winning team. A Chrisman artist recognized this week at the Missouri State Capitol. Junior Molly Dawson is one of the 34 students whose artwork will be hanging in the Senate exhibit for the rest of the year. A ceremony Monday honored those students. It was part of a larger celebration of Youth Art Month. Another milestone in seniors' journey towards graduation. This week, a Jostens representative handed out graduation announcements. This weekend marks 10 weeks until seniors receive their diplomas. And now we know what time the actual graduation ceremony will take place. Chrisman will go last of all 3 high schools. Commencement starts at 2 on May 25th. As usual, it will take place at the Community of Christ Auditorium. Several first-time donors highlighted this year's DECA Spring Blood Drive. Of the 53 who registered to give blood during the event on Wednesday, March 6th, 20 had never donated before. The Community Blood Center collected a total of 41 units. Several members of DECA will compete at state in a little more than a week. 10 members will compete in 9 categories. The competition takes place during the State DECA Conference, which runs from March 24th through the 26th at Crown Center in Kansas City. A new effort to recognize students for their character. Each month, each academy will choose one student who personifies that month's character plus trait. For March, that trait is initiative. The 6 students honored for this month are Ramaya Thomas, Caroline Robinson, Ricey Martin, Josh Ariaza, John Griffith, and Adriana Campbell. Each receive a $5 gift card to the Chrisman Cafe. That's it for this week's CTV. I'm Mariah Razzo, and we'll see you next time, Bears.